Welcome, friends, to another modern stream. We're playing the Crashing Footfalls deck today. This is a deck that has been taking the modern format by storm for a while now. Most of you will have seen this deck already. With the release of Shardless Agent into modern, a lot of these suspend decks have seen a lot more play, and this is one of the more popular ones along with Living End. So we're going to cast one of our Cascade cards, Shardless Agent or Violent Outburst, which is going to sort through our deck and find Crashing Footfalls, and immediately put those 2/4/4 rhinos onto the battlefield. Now, since we can't play any cards with mana value of less than 3, we have to be sneaky about our interaction. So we're using some cards that you wouldn't necessarily see in other decks. For example, we have Dead and Gone. For 1 mana, we can do 2 damage to target creature, but it won't cascade. We also have Fire Ice. For 2 mana, we can do 2 damage divided as we choose among 2 targets, or we can tap target permanent and draw a card. Ice can be pretty good for getting us an extra turn. We can even tap down an opponent's land so they don't have access to all the mana they need, and then hopefully win on our next turn. As far as the sideboard goes, we've got a lot of cards here, some to protect our combo. Blood Moon is always a good magic card when mana bases are greedy. Endurance versus the Graveyard, and then we also have Force of Vigor and Foundation Breaker to be able to destroy opponents' artifacts or enchantments, so maybe we could get rid of a Void Mirror or something like that. Alright, let's hop into the queue and find our first opponent. This is the first time I'm playing this deck, so we're going to be learning how it functions. I have played it against it a few times, but this is definitely the first time that I'll be piloting it. Alright, we have interaction, we have a Cascade card, we're going to keep this. We even get to throw down a Gemstone Cavern discarding a land. This is great. I don't think it really matters which land we get rid of. I'll probably just get rid of the... if I get... Just thinking, like, maybe I just get rid of the Triome, because I've already got Gemstone Cavern that produces any color of mana. And then the 2 fetches should make it easy. Yeah, I want to put that into play. And exile this. This way I'll have access to Bonecrusher or Fire Ice on turn 2. Or, sorry, turn 1. And then Violent Outburst hopefully on turn 2. So they are going to be looking at the top of my deck. So they are going to see what we're about to draw, which is going to give them a bit of information about the deck that we are. Okay, so they're starting with Island here into Serum Visions. Mishra's Bauble and Serum Visions. What does that tell us about the opponent's deck? Oh, another Violent Outburst. Okay. So we're Thoughtseize proof. Not that I would think they would necessarily be playing Thoughtseize with Serum Visions. We'll just play the Scalding Tarn and pass. I might be interested in tapping one of their lands before I Violent Outburst on my turn. Which takes away the option of Counterspell. Alright, so we're going to want to get probably Steam Vents here. Yes, pay the life. Cast Ice on the island. So they're going to tap it for mana in response and use it to Thought Scour. Sure. We still get to draw the card, though. Oh, Fury. Okay. We drew a Crashing Footfalls. That's about the worst possible draw. I think we grab, what, Stomping Grounds or Breeding Pool? Probably just grab the Breeding Pool. Get that extra blue. Let's go Outburst. Cast this. Turn 2. Crashing Footfalls. Untapped Steam Vents. Oh no! Spell Pierce. Yeah, that works. Womp womp. Now, we got another Violent Outburst in hand, so we got some more Crashing Footfalls coming up next turn, but for now, nothing more going on. Alright, Violent Outburst is an instant, so we'll pass back. So let's see here. They've got Expressive Iteration, Ragavan, Thought Scour. So this is the Murktide deck. Okay, so they have Snapcaster Mage into Spell Pierce here. I'd say we're probably hosed this game. We could stomp on the Snapcaster Mage and eventually get a Bonecrusher Giant on the board. Doesn't seem great, but we can also... Ooh! Or we could just throw down Shardless Agent and find our final Footfalls. Let's do that. Do you have one more counterspell? Nope. We finally got one! Alright, I guess we just pass back here. We could, like, Fury the Snapcaster, but that seems poor. Alright, so they definitely have Delirium. So if they have any Unholy Heat, that is going to answer Rhinos. Looks like they're passing back. And we draw a land. So we're almost at Casting Fury. Question is, do we try and stomp the Snapcaster Mage before we attack? That way we can get through with Shardless Agent. Okay. Let's do the attack thing. Well, they definitely have something to do. Lightning Bolt on one of the rhinos. That means they definitely have another thing. Another Lightning Bolt on a rhino. Okay. So 2 Lightning Bolts to kill a rhino, plus they took a damage from the Fiery Islet. Seems like a good trade to me. Better than them having like Vapor Snag or something. They paid 2 of their cards for half of one of ours. That was a bit of a mistake there. Was not supposed to fetch here. Because I have the gemstone there to produce the green mana. So I didn't need the island. Yeah, I think we would have been better off to just keep the fetch land in play. We would have another land in the deck, which would mean we have a slightly higher percentage to find that 5th land, so we could cast a Fury. Oh, that is big. Too big for Fury. Well, we do get Scalding Tarn, so we could cast a Fury, which means next turn we might be able to get this out of the sky. We could also attack, they block Rhino, then we cast Fury, kill the Murktide. That only works if they don't have a counterspell for the Fury. Well, those lightning bolts did a good job of keeping the opponent's life total high enough that they can continue playing this game. If they were at 4 life, they'd be having a much more difficult time here. 4 life with an extra rhino. So let's see here. Instant, creature, land. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much what we expected. Get in for 2, put them to 6, and see if Fury is enough to kill Murktide. Oh, it is! 4 damage to Murktide. Oh no, don't do more stuff. Snapcaster Mage actually grows the Murktide and kills the Fury. Wow. Here we are, thought we got away with something. Opponent's like, nah, you never had it, friend. Now, I'm going to call that one a GG, I think. Ah, we got so close. How far away are these rhinos? Still forever away. GG. Alright, so Mystical Dispute, Endurance. We could also play Subtlety, like the Fury. The Fury seems okay. It does kill the Ragavan, but it doesn't kill Murktide. Force of Negation still seems pretty good if we're countering their spell that's countering our Violent Outburst. Brazen Borrower seems pretty good. Alright, we'll try this. Not sure if Prismari Command is good enough that we should leave it in. It's 3 mana. There's a lot of options, right? Which is kind of why I wanted to keep it in. It's only running 2 slots. Not great, but we do have Endurance. We don't have enough mana for our Violent Outburst, but if we can draw a green source, we're good to go on turn 3. Too bad we can't get this Crashing Footfalls out of our hand turn 1, but we'll run with this, see what happens. Definitely a possibility I should have mulliganed this. But it's one of the things about being new with a deck. You're going to keep some hands that maybe you shouldn't, so that you can find out for yourself which hands are good and which aren't. So I guess the Murktide decks are running the Serum Visions to get an extra sorcery type. The Mountain here is unfortunate. We really wanted a green source this turn. Oh, there it is. Pass turn. Alright, so we got double blue. We're going to want to get Stomping Ground untapped. Alright, Violent Outburst. Cascade happens. And here comes the counterspell. They've got Flusterstorm. Okay. That'll counter it for sure. But do they counter the Violent Outburst? Okay. So we could go Outburst again and actually suspend this one. Hey there, Blind. How's it going today? The question is, I'm not sure that we're supposed to Violent Outburst during our own turn here. They have 2 mana up. It does mean that they can't Snapcaster Mage, which is probably a good enough reason to go for it now. That was the top card. Oh wow, Rhino's Resolve. Neat. If I suspend the Crashing Footfalls out of my hand now, then I can no longer cast Endurance, or evoke it rather. Which means they could get a 5/5 Murktide. Maybe, yeah, I think it's more valuable to just leave the Crashing Footfalls in hand. So I can Endurance. Alright, so... So it costs 7 mana. We're on turn 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we let Iteration resolve and they find land, they could slam Murktide. I think, would that be fine? We would be able to Fury, but we can only get Fury for 4, and it would be a 6 with Expressive Iteration. So maybe we're just supposed to Endurance now so that they cannot slam a Murktide this turn. And then we'll pass to land step. Tetranky91, hello, hello. Thanks for joining us. Hey there, Cylon. What's up? Tetranky, yep, this is the, the second game, but first match. New game, Dread Hunger is what's up. Oh, haven't heard of that yet. I like that they're tapped out here. We're going to be able to Fury and kill their Dragon Rage Channeler. Okay, so yeah, they waited till we fetched, now they use the Mishra's Bauble. Get some information on what we're about to draw here, as well as drawing an extra card themselves. Cast Fury. 4 damage. And attack with the Rhinos. Not bad, not bad. Now, opponent does have a flush graveyard here, so if they did find Murktide, they are going to be able to slam it. We do have Ice, So our intention will be to try and tap down a Murktide and then swing for lethal, but we'll see what happens. Oh, okay. So you got a little bit of the bluffing style, like the Betrayer type game. And I did really like the theme of the Terror. The first season was really good. I mean, second season was good too. But didn't they give the show a different name for? Anyway, back to rhinos. What do we got here? This is Murktide, I think. Yep. They have, it looks like 1 mana open, so we're going to be able to ice the Murktide. Ice to meet you. Ooh, what does this do? Return target creature you don't control to its owner's hand? That seems cool. And then we would have the fire to finish off the opponent. Let's try that. Red, blue, and green, because it doesn't matter. To cast Gone. Boop. Ha ha! Nice! Attack all. And we'll just pass the turn back here. They only have the 1 mana up, but if it's Spell Pierce, it's going to let them just do like whatever they want. Actually, no, because they have the Fiery Islet. So because they have the Fiery Islet, we are supposed to definitely cast Fire here, but opponent scoops them up. So that's great. Yeah, there you go, Cylon. You saw what was going on. It's because of that lag. I was able to figure it out before you reminded me. Okay, I don't think we're really going to change much here. Well, that Gone worked out really well that one time. Is Gone actually better than Fire Ice? We could have a 3-3 split. The advantage of Fire Ice is it also lets us pitch to Force of Negation, Subtlety, whereas Dead Gone doesn't. Yeah, let's keep the Fire Ice. Ooh, we got a Gemstone Caverns. We've got Violent Outburst and Shardless Agent. We can get rid of the Crashing Footfalls for the Cavern. This looks pretty good. We'll keep this. Imagine if this deck had access to Simian Spirit Guide too. It'd be so fast. Crazy fast. All right, we're going to play the Scalding Tarn here. We draw Gemstone Caverns. That's not a good land. That's a legendary land, so that is basically going to rot in our hand for the rest of the game. Although it could get us 1 extra mana, potentially, if we want to sacrifice this cavern later. We could like tap this for mana, put this in play, keep this one, tap this for colorless mana. Steam Vents untapped, Dragon Rage Channeler, and pass the turn. So I guess we just go get the Triome here. And then on our turn, we'll just play Mountain Pass. Because it looks like they could easily be holding up a counterspell here. And this is an instant, so we can pass the turn, and then we can go Violent Outburst into Shardless Agent. Of course, if they tap the Spirebluff Canal to do something else, we can Violent Outburst then. Okay. We don't have anything else we can do until we untap. So I'm just going to hit 6. That'll pass through the rest of our turn, whatever the opponent decides to do, and then I'll hit 6 again. And this is going to preserve our clock. I don't think that the clock is going to come into play at all, but... Ooh, Engineered Explosives. That's pretty good. Going to allow the opponent to remove our rhinos. Question is, are they going to be able to... Are they going to let us get a combat step in? Probably not, would be my guess. Another Shardless Agent. Makes sense. Just keep cascading. Okay, so next turn we're at a point where we can look at casting Fury by losing our Gemstone Caverns. Okay, Lightning Bolt on Shardless Agent, that's fine. Super fine. Does give them the Surveil tech going on, which they actually leave on top. So that's scary. Expressive Iteration. Definitely a card that has risen quite a bit in my estimation. Okay, they must attack, of course. Oh no. Now they have the Murktide to back this up. So we're going to have to draw into one of our more interesting interactive spells. This is terrifying. Let's go get Steam Vents, I think. So they have land, creature, and artifact. So any instant or sorcery pumps up the Dragon Rage Channeler, so that would be 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. So we are 1 away from dead. Of course, oh, what a draw! Oh man, that is such a good draw. That is so crazy. Yeah, let's bump that Murktide right back to hand, huh? I guess that's all we do with our turn. Bump that to hand and attack. Cool. We're going to leave the Gemstone Caverns in hand. It's not going to cast us anything this turn, so no reason to lose our good cavern. Now they can definitely put... Ooh, Jace the Mind Sculptor. I was going to say they could absolutely put the Murktide back into play, but it would be small, because there's no instants or sorceries. Oh, they have one now. So they could make a 4/4, but Fury still kills that. And then, I mean, it's turn 5, they have only one untapped land anyway. Okay, so they use Jace to get rid of one of the rhinos. And they have Unholy Heat to get rid of the other one. Okay, rhinos gone. Alright, so what do we do here? We cannot kill both the Jace and the Channeler. I'm thinking we probably go Shardless Agent. Now we could kill the Jace here. It's probably worth it. Yeah, let's kill the Jace. And again, we're not playing the Gemstone Caverns here, so we can just hit 6 the rest of our turn, and we don't have anything to do during the opponent's turn either. We've presented everything that we're doing. Kill that Jace. So they do get to put down Murktide here if they want, but they're only going to have the one blocker, Murktide. Dragon Rage Channeler must attack. If they have, I mean, they don't have Double Lightning, but we know that because we know they have Murktide in hand. Okay, looks like they're putting down Murktide. Murktide can actually keep the Dragon Rage Channeler home because they can get rid of Delirium here with us. Cylon, cheers! Oh my, you got all the manas, do ya? Nice. Well, I got a bunch of chests from that one event that I did pretty well in. So, yeah, feel free to cash it in, and we'll open that up between rounds. Another Gemstone Caverns. Wow. Quality cards off the top. Well, they are going to have to lose the Channeler and still take damage. They're still going to take... Oh, wow. Are they going to go down to 1 here? Rhinos go burr. Nice. Still have 2 lethal threats versus their Murktide. Lightning Bolt seems good here for them. Like, they do still have a lot of ways to get through this, but what a game. Oh, Force of Negation. Are we even playing Force of Negation? I haven't seen a single one. I don't think we're playing the card. We're playing 4. But yeah, this is definitely a deck that has taken advantage of, ooh, that's a good blocker. Okay. This game is still going. Let's see if we can draw a relevant spell off the top. Opponent still has 1 card in hand. They could have counter magic. Oh, this game is intense. What do we draw? Come on, top deck. Speaking of Force of Negation, whoa. I guess we just pass here. This is basically lethal. What's it gonna be? Island, okay, that's a good one. Attack with Dragon Rage, yup. They only have the 1 card in hand and 1 life. We let this through. Okay, please no blocker. Oh, they pass. That's really good. Another land off the top, okay. Let's attack. Wow. Looks fine. Fury and Fire seem like they'd be really good if her opponent is actually playing Elves. I'm thinking probably Breeding Pool tapped to start, so that we can keep our lands in our deck. And then we can play Misty turn 2 if we don't draw something else. Alright, show me Elves. Cavern of Souls. Hey, Maxion TTV, thanks to luck. And there's the Land War Elf. Wicked. Yeah, the bot will tell me what the last significant finish the player had was, if it was recorded on MTG Goldfish. So, for example, when someone plays against me and they have the bot running, they will see that I did fairly well in that super challenge or whatever 2 weeks ago with Yawgmoth combo. Of course, I'm someone that changes decks quite often, so that wouldn't necessarily tell you what I would be playing, but it is something to look at. We're going to go ahead and fire the Llanowar Elf just to slow the opponent down. Next turn, we're going to put down the Shardless Agent. We could have waited, though, see what they were going to do with 3 mana, and then use the Fury to clean up after we put down the Shardless. Oh, that's a forest. Well, let's tap it for green. All right, we're going to leave the Mystic there. We have the Fury to clean it up, but let's keep the Fury in hand until we get a better series of targets, because Fury can easily kill 2 Elves. Does anyone know if Dress Down kills Germ Living Weapon? I don't think it would, right? Let's take a look at what Dress Down says. Because I think it's what? Creatures lose all abilities? Yeah, so the artifact that's equipping it would still be equipped to it. And, yeah, so I think that the Germ would probably still survive. Violent Outburst? Oh, that's actually really cool. I can attack, and if they block the Shardless Agent... I mean, yeah, Shardless Agent's still going to die. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm thinking that we probably, what? Prismari Command? Make a treasure? Kill the Archdruid? Or we could Fury and kill them both and cut them off of mana. Yeah, I believe that's the way that works, Tony. I guess, yeah, we can attack and then just clean up after. Blue, red, color, whatever, green. Okay, I want to do 2 damage to a creature and create a treasure. We could also, like, discard the Crashing Footfalls. But I'm just thinking, like, maybe I want to cast one of these Furies. So now if we draw any land, we can cast a Fury and mop up instead of evoking. But, I mean, regardless, we were just in an incredible position there. So, you know, that was more of a win more, don't screw up kind of situation. All right, so we want to go pile view for the boarding. Let's see here. Force of Negation seems poor. And take that out. I really like Fire. I like Dead. I like Bonecrusher Giant. Prismari Command's fine. Brazen Borrower is kind of like okay. The question is, how many cards do we even actually have to bring in this matchup? And not many. I mean, honestly, are we bringing in anything? We might even just want to keep the Force of Negation to counter their collected companies. Let's see if I still have an Elf deck loaded up. So they have Damping Sphere, Thoughtseize. They're probably running Thoughtseize, is what they would want to bring in here. Maybe Choke. So do we want to... I don't think we want to really, like, board into Choke. And I don't think that Damping Sphere is enough of an issue that we need to deal with that either. We just need an extra mana. So yeah, I think that we just stick as is. We could bring in Subtlety for a Force of Negation. I like that. Subtlety is going to be much better at dealing with the opponent's cards. We can actually, you know, return a, what was the name of their, like a Shaman of the Pack? And then we'll keep the other Force of Negations to potentially counter a collected company. I think the Force of Negations are going to be better at that than Mystical Dispute anyway. Then again, I mean, this is a non-creature spell, and this is any spell, right? They are going to have a lot of mana, though. So wishy-washy. Alright, let's keep the Force of Negations so we can counter collected companies. Oh, we get a Gemstone Cavern. We have Dead and Shardless Agent. So this is great. We'll just get rid of one of our lands for the Gemstone. Which one do we get rid of? I think probably the Foothills. We've got great colors with our Gemstone Cavern and Steam Vents and stuff. Killer Thing. Play a land. I think we'll play the Wooded Foothills here so we can take another land out of the deck. And then we don't have to play a land tapped, so they know like that we weren't up to anything. Ooh, good thing we killed that Llanowar Elves. Quirion Ranger plus Llanowar Elves is going to do a lot of work. Okay, so fire can kill both of their creatures? Are we supposed to just do that instead of Shardless? Because killing both of their creatures just, like, tanks their mana. Oh yeah, I think that was the right choice. Okay, we're going to go ahead and suspend this one as well, because what else is it doing? I don't think that we'll be still playing Magic by the time that that would resolve, but what the heck? Alright, well that's match 2. Oh, no Cascade card in hand. I think we mulligan this one. Okay, yeah, we'll keep this one. Obviously, we don't get to Gemstone. What do we get rid of, though? Do we actually get rid of Gemstone? It's just like a colorless land here, right? I always feel like, I don't know, it's weird. Nobody's, going to ghost, but I always kind of feel weird saying, like, hey, I'm streaming right now. Come ghost and check out the cards in my hand. Opponent knows that I'm streaming, though, so, like, I guess I'm just an anxious lad. Okay, let's kill that. Okay, so we can bring this thing into play untapped, but there's no real reason to. Let's just go ahead and play this, not pay the life. Okay, Ragavan getting dashed. So they're going to be able to get a treasure and pull a card off the top of our library. So that means that if they have like a Spell Pierce or a Flusterstorm in hand, then we are not going to be able to cascade. We will not be happy. But I still think that that's the play here. I think we just have to slam Shardless Agent on our turn. Our opponent probably had to step away from the keyboard for a moment. Like, the attack here is pretty obvious. They dashed Ragavan, so they're going to attack with it. Alright, friends, thanks for sticking around through this. I know it was a little bit tedious to just wait through the through this match of magic, if you can call it that, but we're through it now. We've made it to the other side. We've won due to our opponent being disconnected. Unfortunate, but there's nothing that, we could do about that. What do we got here? We got 2 lands, we have a pair of Cascaders, we got a Force of Negation, Violent Outburst. We can cast Violent Outburst during the opponent's turn and hold up Force of Negation. So yeah, like, this hand looks great, let's keep. We're just missing land number 3. And land is one of the cards that we have the most of in the deck, so we should be able to draw another one. I hope. Let's play the Scalding Tarn pass. And wish for luck. Concealed Courtyard. And a Thoughtseize. Do we Force of Negation this? Like, we have 2 Cascaders. I think we let this resolve. Oh, okay, they take the Shardless Agent. That's the one I would have preferred they take, honestly. Okay, so they're going for another Thoughtseize here. We are going to Force of Negation this. And we'll leave the Scalding Tarn in play as is, because we want to draw another land. So we don't want to be taking a land out of the deck. And we get one. Alright, so that's the land we're going to leave in hand, because the opponent has seen it. Or sorry, they have not seen this one. They have seen the Misty Rainforest. So any card to the right here are cards that the opponent has not seen. One thing that I tend to do when I'm playing in paper is I'll turn any card the opponent has seen upside down in my hand, so I know just at a quick glance which cards the opponent knows about. Ooh, Priest of the Fell Rites. Okay, that's scary. We do have the Stomp for that, though. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to Stomp that. That means I don't get to get the Triome. It is what it is. Want Stomping Ground. I definitely want Steam Vents. Get Steam Vents Breeding Pool? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, we'll play Scalding Tarn here and just pass the turn. Violent Outburst is an instant. They don't have counter spells, so we'll just Violent Outburst at another time. During their end step, for instance. I believe it will give them fewer ways to interact with us. I mean, they could have access to some counter magic. That would feel really bad if I ended up giving them the opportunity to counter our spell. Cool. They were just F6'd. Oh, we made it to the beginning of combat. What do you got, Shuffler? Hmm. Ah, okay. I was just thinking our opponent might have stepped away from the keyboard there. Let's swing in with our 2 rhinos. Seems like they have no interaction, so they go down to 9. Fire could potentially kill them, or we could just cast this Bonecrusher Giant from exile. I'm fine with that. Let's maybe throw in this Bonecrusher Giant, and yeah. I guess they could have, like, Dam, but they just sacked a land, so they probably don't have it. Okay, Prismatic Ending is a good answer to a Rhino, but they're still using full magic card for half of our magic card, and they're actually going to persist the Priest of the Fell Rites. Your deck isn't supposed to work that way. So we should have the kill here. Just fire, kill that one to them as well. Fire, one there, one there. Attack all. We can just hit 2 for this. That'll get us to through damage. Oh, I thought it would. Okay. We win game 1, and we know what the opponent is playing. So we can bring in all these Endurance. Blood Moon seems like it's really good against them. Fury, I'm going to say, is pretty mediocre. Like, aggressively mediocre. It can absolutely hit a couple of their creatures, but it's not going to be too great. I like the Force of Negation still. Brazen Borrower is super good. Prismari Command. Not great. I do like Dead Gone quite a bit. Being able to both kill the priest and actually return a reanimated card to their hand. So I think we're going to try this. I wish I knew a little bit more about what the opponent had in their sideboard, so I'd know if I needed, like, Force of Vigor here or something. We did see a little bit of blue. They have, like, the lightest blue splash. I don't think Mystical Dispute is where we want to be, though. Let's try this. Endurance and Blood Moon seems like they're both very good against the opponent. And looks great. We've got land for the Shardless Agent. We have Gone to get rid of a reanimated thing. Yeah, this hand looks fine. Now, we do know that opponent has Thoughtseize. They probably also have Grief. Ooh, and that's another good card. Oh, hey there, friend. I haven't played in a few years. Modern looking wild different. It is. Since the release of Modern Horizons 2, Modern has shifted dramatically. We were already getting a lot of interesting things going on with the power creep from the recent sets, but Modern Horizons 2 was a massive shift. Kind of want to play a fetch land here just in case I want to get the dead to go off. I don't imagine I'll want dead to go off this turn, but I think that it's fine to play fetch land. We don't really need the Seagate Restoration. I mean, the Seagate Reborn. Oh yeah, and you don't see too many of those decks anymore. Death Shadow has moved towards Ragavan. Humans is still around and mostly the same. Scapeshift you don't see around too much anymore. And Tron. Tron has taken a huge hit. Sure, I'll take 1 damage. And there's the Priest of the Fell Right, so we're probably going to want to kill that one. Yeah, can anyone explain what exactly happened to Tron? I know, like, we don't see it barely at all anymore. Is it just like the format has changed in such a way that the speed is too much? We'll go get the Triome. And I can kill the Priest of the Fell Rights without giving them a card here by using Dead. Oh, no kidding! So Tron is making a comeback because of elementals. Oh, fantastic news. That's right. Ragavan. Yep. Well, nothing we could do against that Thoughtseize. Bye-bye, Shardless Agent. I mean, I guess they could take the Endurance, but why? We don't have another green card in hand. So we can't even evoke the Endurance even if we wanted to. We will be able to cast it, though. So if they try to attack with Esper Sentinel while we have 3 mana untapped, we could ambush it. But really, Endurance is going to be much more valuable as a way to take a reanimation target out of their graveyard. Oh, they actually take the Endurance, so maybe we get to Shardless? Okay. So we have a choice between Shardless or Fire the Priest. I'm leaning towards Fire the Priest, honestly. I like the Force of Negation. So we could Shardless, get the rhinos, and we can Force of Negation whatever they use to put the creature into the graveyard. Or we could fire the priest and wait a turn. Waiting a turn does mean that we are leaving ourselves open to another Thoughtseize, but then again, like, we have the Force of Negation to counter the Thoughtseize, so maybe we're just supposed to get rid of the priest? Tough choice. I think because we drew the Force of Negation, we're going to Shardless here. I would like to go get Island, I think. Philithip likes killing the priest. Okay, we cascade into Crashing Footfalls. I got a deck list here for you if you would like to look at it. Hey, from the crypt. Welcome, welcome. It's so tough. Yeah, we're going to go with the Shardless plan. We have the Force of Negation to protect us, and this allows us to start start attacking so that we can start to get some damage in. Tough choice, but we decide to go for the Rhino plan. What's the priest do? It brings back a creature from the graveyard. Oh, there's grief? Yep, that's going to resolve. You can take the Force of Negation. That could allow them to get their critter on board. So, yeah. Fibblethip. I think that you probably had the right play there. Kill the priest. That depends on what their last card is. It is Unmarked Grave, so that's exactly the card we did not want to see. And I think we're going to lose this game now. Bongos. And they gain life too? Brutal. This Archon of Cruelty. Just the perfect target for the Unmarked Grave. We can kill the 2 Esper Sentinels. If we attack and they block, we can kill it. Alright, let's attack and see what they do. Yeah, the opponent is absolutely that. Orzhov Reanimator. Yeah, no blocks. Makes sense. Yeah, they do have life gain. The Archon gains them 3 life every turn. Oh yeah, we could have tapped the Archon so they don't have the attack there. That would have absolutely been the better play. I don't know what I'm doing. Obviously, I'm not playing this properly. Let's try and do better game 3. I would like to end this league with a trophy, so maybe I can do a little better. Let this game slip away. Oh, that's a really good draw. That is a really good draw. I mean, this is running ice. That's the outs. Ice into ice into ice. Think we wait till combat to use the ice? Ooh, Shardless. Well, that is not what we need. Oh, no. I mean, actually, that doesn't do anything. Because, yeah, that can't target tokens. So, I mean, it is another lethal attacker. It's a blocker. Endurance. Yep, so we're dead. The only thing we can cascade into is Crashing Footfalls. It's the only thing we ever hit. I think we could have won that one if I had played a little bit better. Let's try again. The Furies are actually looking pretty good now. Now that we've seen the Esper Sentinels or whatever. Graveyard Hate would be Endurance. We got Blood Moon and a bunch of fetches. Force of Negation, we'll keep this. And our plan is just to say they don't get to play Magic. So we can get Island, probably a Triome, and a Forest. Thoughtseize. I don't think I want to Force a Negation that. Yeah, we'll need a red source for the Blood Moon, so we can't just get Island, Forest, unfortunately. Yeah, I think we let this happen because they probably just take Force of Negation anyways. So why am I going to lose 2 cards? It would, you know, keep them from knowing about the Blood Moon, so maybe that's still correct to Force of Negation this. Oh, they take the Brazen Borrower instead. Ah, because they have Chalice. So Chalice is super good against us. Means that we're not going to be casting our Crashing Footfalls. And we don't have an answer to it, so... actually, we do have an answer to it. We have more Brazen Borrowers in our deck. Unmarked Grave resolves. You don't think I fetch? Interesting. Why do you think that? I was thinking, like, if I fetch, I take a land out of my deck. I already know I want Island. Oh, we draw Crashing Footfalls. Yeah, let's play Forest Blood Moon. I guess we could just hold up Force of Negation here. That's probably better, because they have the Swamp in play, so they're going to be able to bring the Archon of Cruelty in. So I think that, yeah, Chalice is on 0. So I think we actually have to just hold up Force of Negation here. I don't think we can cast the Blood Moon yet. I think that if we cast Blood Moon, we die. Ah, they have Thoughtseize anyways. Yeah, but they have other ways to return Archon of Cruelty. It's not just the creature. They have another spell called Persist, which is black and generic, and that will return the Archon for them. Yeah, and there's the Persist. So our opponent played very, very well here, and they managed to basically win the game with that one. I don't think we're going to be able to come back from this, but we'll see. It is definitely still possible. We're more than a turn behind. I'd say we're pretty dead at this point. All right, Misty, go get Forest. And Blood Moon. Okay, we can discard the Crashing Footfalls. And hopefully find a Brazen Borrower or Gone off the top of the deck. So our opponent plays another land. Yeah, we're not going to be playing this game much longer. I just want to see if I can find a Brazen Borrower or a Gone off the top. Do we get it? Nope. Move on to the next one. GG. Single land hand, not interested. This hand isn't any good either. I'm also mulliganing this one. We have no Cascader. This hand is terrible too. No Cascader, single land. I'm mulliganing this as well. Wow, we've just been killed. These hands we're being shown are just awful. All right, well, I mean, I guess we can switch to a comedy stream at this point. What is even going on? Yeah, the 6 might have been playable. I thought we could get a better 5. I was wrong. Alright, so we're keeping Scalding Tarn. We're keeping Shardless Agent. We're losing Footfalls. I'd like to keep Force of Negation and maybe Fire Ice. So we'll get rid of these 3. Yeah, we're not dead yet. Opponent mulligan pretty heavily as well. But it's going to be a tough one. We got to draw lands. Don't think Force is good. I mean, it really depends on what the opponent's doing, which we have no indication of. At least Force of Negation can be cast. And that's actually like a reason we might want to be looking at Crashing Footfalls, is because it can be cast. We can go get like a breeding pool and put the Crashing Footfalls out, and at least, you know, in 4 turns we'll have some rhinos. All right, well, it looks like we're starting to get the same ideas here, chat and I. So I wanted the breeding pool here for blue mana and for green mana for Crashing Footfalls. Yeah, exactly. Ice has the draw as well. We're able to tap down their land so that we can try to make them stumble, draw a card, and still shardless. So let's go to their upkeep, and we'll do the ice thing. I'm gonna go get a steam vents here. Ice. Another shardless, okay. Land on top, please, and we're doing really good. Okay, so the double shardless there is actually looking pretty good against the Thoughtseize. We just need to land on the top. Come on, yes! Which land do we get here? I think we got double blue, so we're gonna want double red. We either get we get Stomping Grounds done. Cool. Doing stuff. I think that honestly, with the resources we had, yes, this is absolutely the best we could do with it. Okay, Priest of the Fell Right. So we are playing the run back. Thought we were. Drawing Crashing Footfalls. Interesting. What are we dead to now? Well, they can bring back their critter next turn, which means we have to sacrifice Shardless Agent. They can block a rhino with it, but we get 2 rhinos. The 2 rhinos we get don't have haste, right? I think we're doing really well, though. I don't know that they have anything they can kill us with at this point. I guess we'll find out in a mo. I'm going to go ahead and suspend this. We don't have endurance in our main deck, so I don't really see any reason to hold on to the rhinos. Yeah, keep rhinos in hand to bluff force. That's why. Yes. I should have checked chat. Only suspend creatures get haste. Yeah, not spells. So they pay 3 life. They get their critter. Okay, it's just Archon of Cruelty, so they're not giving themselves like protection from creatures or anything, like we saw one person do, which was awful. Okay, so we get rid of Shardless. Oh man, and they just have lethal. Oh, this sucks. We need a good draw off the top. No, we're dead, because they attack us for 6 and the trigger kills us. Fury? We cannot cast it. We're dead. Got really close. Really, really close. Good game. For a Multu 4, this was awesome. I mean, the one really like incorrect decision we made was to reveal Fury. I should have absolutely just conceded before the Archon thing went off, but I was just in the mood to let the opponent crash in for damage. All right, let's think about how we're going to interact with the opponent. Last time we wanted Blood Moon and Endurance. I need to keep all the Brazen Borrowers. Those are important. Dead Gone is really important. Probably get rid of Prismari Command. Just wondering if Fire Ice is better than Prismari Command. It has Destroy Target Artifact. That could be very useful. So yeah, it does 2 damage to a target, which could kill the priest. Target player draws 2, discards 2. Not really good against the opponent, but it's fine for us. We could like discard a Crashing Footfalls in hand to get more gas. Target player creates a treasure, so it ramps our mana. Or destroy target artifact, which is actually pretty important if they have Chalice. Yeah, I think I'm fine with keeping one of them. All right, let's see if we can keep a 7. Doesn't look good to me. Just does not look good. Gemstone Caverns when we're on the play. Force of Negation with no blue cards to pitch. No Cascader. This is looking way better. We'll keep this. The question is, what do we get rid of? So let's see here. I'm going to want to keep the Cascader. I think actually it's obvious. We get rid of Crashing Footfalls. This is just a bad card in hand. Foothills. I think I'm going to keep that land there. Yeah, Footfalls, obviously. Okay, so looks like we're both keeping at 6. We're just going to play the Triome and pass back. Suspend turn 1, no. We have better options. Suspend turn 1 is generally not what you want to do. Usually the game's going to be over by the time that anything happens from that. Let's see here. Something about... So you get to see a full 7 and no scry anymore. Yep. Been like that for a while now. London Mulligan, exactly. Big change in Magic happened a little while ago, and it just makes it so much easier to get actual games of Magic. Another Blood Moon, not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a way to find an island. We'll play this. So this can destroy the Chalice of the Void. We just need an island. Okay, so I'm gonna get island. Sorry, I can't get island. I go get forest and I return this to their hand. I want to return this. Petty Theft. And hope we draw land so we can get island. If we get island, we slam Blood Moon. Damn. Endurance is pretty good, though. It's a good card. We do just have to pass, though. Chalice of the Void does not stop Endurance. Yep, Priest resolves. Blood Moon lose game again. Exactly. That's what Blood Moon is for. It's for losing games. Yeah, I guess we just pass and hope we get the card. We do still have Endurance, so if Priest of the Fell Rites is about to do its thing, we can still get through it. And we draw the island exactly. So lucky. Oh, and they just happen to get Swamp. Good thing we have Endurance here. Ooh, there's the thing. Endurance. Unfortunately, we have to get rid of the Outburst, but better than losing the game. Yeah, so we get to evoke the Endurance by exiling a green card from our hand, and that's going to get rid of the opponent's graveyard. Yeah, the new Elemental Incarnations from Modern Horizons 2 are incredible Magic cards. They are basically single-handedly bringing... Oh, I probably should have left that in hand. Because then I could have Prismari Command, and I would have the extra card to discard. Okay, small mistake there. I think we wait on the Prismari Command, though, at this point. We're not going to be able to cast anything. It's an instant, so we can destroy the artifact and draw 2 cards, discard Blood Moon plus 1 other. But yeah, playing the land there was a misplay by me. Sometimes I click cards without fully thinking through the turn. I'm definitely going to have to work on that a little bit more. I mean, I do have to destroy Chalice, because it means that I don't get to play my spells. And I'm only really looking for Cascader at this point, so I can discard anything else. Yeah, but I don't want to give them time. Target player draws 2, discards 2, destroy target artifact. Okay, we get Fury. Fury's not great, but it's better than Blood Moon, better than Scalding Tarn. Oh, what a draw! The best draw. Okay, I guess we just go ahead and Outburst. I can wait, right, until their turn. There's no way for us to get punished that way, I don't think. Oh, they draw Plains! We still got a game here on our hands. Batterskull. Yeah. I mean, that's a 4/4, so Fury kills it. Just need land or red card. Obviously would prefer the land. Okay, let's see what we draw. Oh, I mean, Fire Ice, we can tap the Germ. But then they get to attack with it next turn. We could just attack, and then, like, they block and lose the Germ. Maybe we just wait and tap their Germ and hope to get Fury next turn. Because then we're going to be able to draw that extra card with Ice. Oh, man. Alright, I'm going to tap their critter now. Yeah, we're filtering. Oh, Evoke Fury could have been pretty gas as well. Yeah, I'm just going to tap their thing here, draw a card, see what we get. Oh, we got land, so our Fury's going to be good to go next turn. We get the extra damage in this way, and I am Absolutely starting to play poorly. Sorry, friends. I try and play as tight as possible, but it seems that at this point I am definitely not playing properly. I left this land in hand here, which I absolutely should not have done. Let's see what we draw here. Another Fury. Okay, not punished. Well, thank you, deck. Despite my many mistakes in the last two matches, deck is providing some good cards off the top. So it looks like we're going to get another game of Magic. Yeah, Thought Seize Bug, Grief Seize Bug. Whenever you take a card out of the opponent's hand, it's the same card as right on top of their deck. All right, I think that I don't want to change the deck at all. I just want to change my play patterns. Terrible. Acceptable. I think we just get rid of a Bonecrusher Giant here. Oh, absolutely. The island was very, very clutch. Absolutely, mid-range and control exist, but they're a little bit different. There's some excellent examples of Azurius and Jeskai control. And mid-range is a lot smaller than it used to be, but Ragavan is such an incredible instrument of card advantage that you have your Rakdos mid-range lists, and they do very well. Format is warped around a few cards. There are definitely some very, very powerful cards that, yeah, have changed the format. Ooh, they got the Grief Ephemerate combo. They're going to take so many cards out of our hand. They're taking 3 cards out of our hand. And they get to keep the Grief. Ugh, that's awful. It does mean, however, that they are basically out of resources. It takes almost everything you have to be able to Grief Ephemerate. I think we probably just play Seagate. No, we probably play like one of the fetch lands, right? So which one? Misty, I think. The only problem of Ragavan is the price. Oh man, that card is so costly. You say like you wouldn't say it's warped. It's definitely a lot of fun. A lot of the expensive cards are from Modern Horizons 2, yeah, with the limited print run, and the cards are so fresh. You know, like it costs quite a bit to get a hold of the ones you want, especially Ragavan. Endurance is another top card. All right, gonna want to probably go get Forest with this, just in case we find our way to a Blood Moon. Snapcaster Mage? Oh yeah, Snapcaster Mage is doing well. Pairs very well with Luris. Alright, don't think we need any more basics now that we got this island. So I think I'm just going to play Scalding Tarn. No, we'll play... Doesn't matter, right? Scalding Tarn, Flooded Strand. Play Flooded Strand, go get Triome. Oh yeah, Snapcaster Mage, Unholy Heat. Ooh, that's some nice value. Oh, you say you're a big-time control player? Well, Azuria's control, like we were saying, very good. But you can absolutely splash just a very light splash of extra colors into your control list because we have a card called Prismatic Ending, which is just a phenomenal way to deal with early threats. Ah, another land. Yeah, yeah, Grixis Luris, fantastic option. Stop doing things. Oh, hey, Ekros. Thanks for the raid, friend. We're actually just about finished with the stream, but I mean, cheers. How did you do? What were you playing? Cooper the raid. That's me. We will be doing a raid after we finish this league, which will be happening shortly. I love that our opponent here unmarked graves and put unburial rights into their graveyard. I mean, they got 2 lands in play. When is this coming out? I'm gonna go ahead and sack the Scalding Tarn. I don't want to draw more lands, so let's pull some out of the deck. Steam Vent seems fine, I think. Ooh, 5-0 with Breach. Cool. Yeah, Hollow Vine. That deck was really cool. That was playing with like Survival of the Fittest and stuff, right? Oh, there's Outburst. So that is the card we were looking for. Pass back. We can Outburst during their turn and then double block the Grief. Top card, nice. Make those 5/4s block. Cool. Ooh, Prismatic Ending, yep. So single mana takes care of one of our rhinos, but that is trading 1 card for half of our card. So that is a trade that we are fine with. It does give them quite a bit more time, though, and that's all they need, a little bit of time, to find another mana to get their Archon of Cruelty going. Hey, well, thanks a lot for the raid, Ekros. Have a great day. Catch you next time. And I did hear a trill. What was that? Hey, Chuck with the host. Thanks, friend. Seagate Restoration. So many manas. 7 manas. Draw cards equal to the number of cards in your hand plus 1. Generally not going to do that. Usually you're just going to have it as a pseudo island. Ah, damn it. Another land. We really needed something good. Intense game, though. The starting Grief, which just tore apart our hand, but, I mean, they gotta find another land or persist in order to get their creature back, and we're looking for Endurance. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Almost ready to cast Seagate Restoration. Oh, but they got the mana now for Unburial Rites. So they're going to be able to do this, which means we lose our Rhino and discard our land. And we're going to need something real good off the top. I mean, that's good, but not good enough. We lose. So Archon of Cruelty is going to be able to attack. With the trigger, we lose 3 life. And it deals 6 damage by itself. So that is death. Guaranteed. Good game, though. Okay, so we ended up with a 3-2 there. I think that we could have done a little bit better, honestly. Definitely had some misplays going on in the final matches against the Orzhov Reanimator list. Could have played a little bit tighter there. But yeah, I mean, as far as this deck goes, it is really strong. And I mean, that much is obvious. A lot of people have been playing this deck for quite a while because of how good it is. Being able to potentially get, your 10 power of creatures on board as early as turn 2, which we can do on the draw, thanks to Gemstone Cavern. That's difficult for a lot of decks to deal with. So, if you're looking for a really powerful option in Modern right now, and you like swinging sideways, attacking with creatures, but you don't want to play humans or elementals, this could be a really good option for you. And I mean, as far as power level goes, this is definitely one of the top tiers. It is a very expensive list, though. Force of Negations, Furies, a set of so many fetch lands, then also Endurance. Force of Vigor isn't cheap either. So definitely a pricey deck, but it is a pricey game, huh?